Good evening, everybody. Paul Lucido here with Paramount Residential Mortgage Group. I hope this video finds you well. Listen, I just wanted to do a quick recap on the book that I read, The Business of Gratitude by Steven A. Littlefield. Now, Steven Littlefield had sent me this book. He signed it, and a lot of what he talks about in this book kind of relates to the idea of applying the science of gratitude in your life, the ideology of being thankful, which I believe many of us are thankful for different things in our lives, but Steven found a way how to implement that ideology, once again, literally as a science. He also speaks to his plight, which starts out literally from the time he was about to graduate from college right to the current times now, which now he's very, very successful. But the book kind of opens with an interlude about an old contact he had with the old rock group by the name of Loverboy, which goes back in the 80s. Steven had met the lead singer at a golf tournament, and from that point forward, they forged literally they're pen pals now. So I won't get into detail on that. The primary essence of the book speaks to the fact that he suffered through some very, very dark times, was able to pick himself up by his bootstraps, and then found his way into the mortgage industry, which was completely 180 degrees of where he was originally going. He was actually slated to go to medical school. He was getting a degree in biochemistry, but unfortunately that did not happen. He fell upon some dark times, like many of us do, which is something that kind of resonated with me. And but he was fortunate enough to get out of that. Then he found his way into the mortgage industry through a very interesting conference that he went to that was orchestrated by Tom Hopkins, or Tom Hopkins was at least one of the main speakers. Many of us know Tom Hopkins who are in the mortgage industry. That kind of inspired Steven, got his feet wet, and then he's been a great success ever since. However, there was a period of time that he talks about when the dam broke. I believe that's in chapter 2, and in chapter 2 he speaks about the financial crisis that many of us suffered through in 2008, the mortgage crisis. For me it was 2007, for him it was 2008, and for many of the colleagues I work with in the past, we all went through some pretty tough times. Many people lost their homes. If you were a homeowner, most of us had to reinvent ourselves through a short period of time, for a couple of years, and some of us were fortunate to re-enter the mortgage industry, which is a really good thing. Anyway, Steven goes further to talk about how not only did he apply the mindset of gratitude in his life, but he also applied the principle of a simple written thank you note, and how this simple written thank you note has carried him all the way through to where he is today. It's actually helped him forge some amazing relationships, and it speaks and kind of separates itself during a time when we're in a digital age, right? And it would be, one would think, really a thank you note could separate you out from all the media that's out there? Well, kind of did. Look what he did with the book. He sent me the book, right? He signed it, he autographed it with a note. I received it. It was special. It made me feel appreciated. And then in turn, I felt compelled to share it with all of you. So that being said, I'll keep this brief. I urge you, if you get an opportunity, reach out to Steven Littlefield. I'm sure he will send you a signed copy of the book, The Business of Gratitude. And again, I've read a lot of positive books, you know, starting with Jack Welch. There was a guy by the name of Art Williams who did A.L. Williams. I don't even know if you guys remember that, Pushing Up People. I've read a couple of Stephen Covey's books, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and others. At the end of the day, this is one of those books that tells its story. Steven tells his story, and he shows you that if you have the right mental mindset, that you can overcome just about anything and you can be successful. And in our industry, it's a lot of what we do and a lot of what we promote is to keep people feeling charged up and positive. Never give up. You never know what's just around the corner. So with that, I just want to say, get a copy of the book, and I bid you all a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.